Hello guys, Colonel Ninny here. GPS is an absolutely brilliant invention, but the downside to it is it takes away our ability to be situationally aware, to know where we are and where we're supposed to be going. We don't need to think because the machine is thinking for us.
I'm your GPS. Turn right up ahead. You never update me, so now I just have to wing it. I meant turn left up ahead. Recalculating. Turn right now!
But you must realize that these pilots in the 1940s had nothing to go on except their map reading skills. There was no GPS. This photo was taken in Berghof in 1944 at an awards ceremony for Luftwaffe pilots. 8 of these pilots in the picture were responsible for 1,486 aerial kills. I wonder what their map reading and orientation skills were like in bad weather on the Eastern Front. In 1973, the United States Department of Defense brought in the GPS project for the United States military, and it became fully operational in 1995. And since that time, the art of map reading and basic orientation has become a lost skill. So this puts our millennial pilots at a great disadvantage. They're not used to using maps, they can only use GPS. So they have to learn a new skill. And here it is. We'll begin with ultra basic, and then progressing through to high-level navigation and low-level navigation in inclement conditions such as you're watching right now. If you already have an understanding of the basics, then you can skip to an area that you're not comfortable with by looking at the description below. I will create a second video for you for the advanced navigational skills that you'll need, because you can't expect to master these things after a 10-minute tutorial. It takes many hours of practice. So the first thing you have to do is to understand the basic cardinal points of the compass: north, south, ost and west. The compass is split up into 360 degrees starting at 12 o'clock north, going in a clockwise direction through east, south, west and back to north, where it ends at 360. If we choose to go in a direction of northeast, it's going to be somewhere between 0 degrees and 090. Similarly, if we're going to go to the southwest, it's going to be between 180 and 270 degrees. So what does this look like on your aircraft compass? I'm going to use the BF-109. So the aircraft is pointing towards the northeast, to the southwest, to the northwest, and to the southeast. So the rule is to turn the aircraft in the direction of the compass heading that you want to go to. If we're pointing north and we want to go to the northeast, we have to turn the aircraft to the right. If we're pointing west and we want to turn the aircraft to the southwest, we have to turn the aircraft to the left. So now you know how to turn and fly in a particular direction. What you need to learn next is how fast you should travel and how long it's going to take you. I'm not going to get into those details because those are well covered in other community tutorials. I leave a couple of links for you in the description below. The entire crew would review the route and they would look at the landmarks and the timing, and everybody's eyes would have been important to get them to and from the target. And even back then they realized that proper preparation would prevent poor performance. We're going to start out by flying a very simple route. First at 6,000 meters altitude, second at 2,000, then at 500, and then at 200. And you will see that it becomes increasingly more difficult to navigate at lower levels than it does at the higher levels, particularly when we start introducing the bad weather. So stick with me, guys, as eventually we'll get to the point where you will be able to fly an alternate route to your destination at 200 meters in the worst conditions this game can offer. And if you get lost, I'll show you a couple of different methods to use so that you can regain your track or take an alternate route to your destination. We're going to use the Stalingrad map, and to the southeast of Stalingrad there's a place called Krasnogorsk or something like that, and we're going to fly from grid square 1527 due north to the airfield that is on the banks of the Volga River in square 1227. That's a distance of about 30 kilometers, or a short 4 or 5 minute hop. I choose 6,000 meters, or about 20,000 feet, just to give us more of a Google map image of what we see below us. It makes map reading very easy. Okay, so let's begin. Can you see the two small wooded areas at the 2-minute mark off the left wingtip? Can you identify them from the air? Can you see the river that's about 45 degrees off the nose? And can you see the town to the right and the island in the lake? At the 4-minute mark, you'll see distinctively two towns in close proximity with a lake between them. Banking over, we can see them clearly, and two other lakes heading north. To the right, there's an airfield. You'll notice an L-shaped city to the left of the track, and then to the right of that is our destination. And to the right of that are the two bridges. So here we are down at 2,000 meters. This is a lot more realistic, and we've added some cloud here as well. So there's a lake off to the right. Can you identify that lake? The answer is that it's the lake at the very start of the trip to the south of the other lakes that we just looked at. Here we are approaching the 2-minute mark. It looks like the town and the lake, but just losing sight of it there, so I need to be able to confirm that. Is there a river off to the left at 45 degrees? I can't see that, but what can I see? There's the shape of the lake, so definitely the town, that's where we are. And now that we've confirmed where we are, we'll keep heading north, and we can see ahead of us the 4-minute mark of the town just off to the left of the track. So we're just flying over the 4-minute mark, and you can see the towns and the 3 lakes. And up ahead at 45 degrees off the nose is the L-shaped town. And so off to the right, just beyond the cloud, should be our destination. A distinctive triangular-shaped town is in front of it, and there's the airport. Beyond that are the bridges. So we've confirmed our position. At the 500-meter level, I want to introduce a couple more waypoints. 1 minute, 3 minute. The reason for this is that if you get lost, you're only 1 minute away from your last known position. And at 500 meters we approach waypoint 2, the 2-minute mark. You can see the river heading off to the northwest there, and the town and the island are still very easy to see. We've identified the waypoints, so now it's time to adjust the heading and get back on track. And at waypoint 4 we can see the two towns off to our left, very distinctive with the lake in between the two of them, and we just need to check our heading and the time and make sure that we're on track. So approaching waypoint 5 off the right, what can you identify? And what can you identify to the left? And looking dead ahead, what can you see up there? So that brings us to the end of part 1. In part 2, we're going to look at low-level flying for the most part, and how to apply the skills that you've learned in this first section. We're also going to look at how to get your alternate. We're going to look at how to divert, and what to do if you get lost. I hope you'll join me in part 2, where there's less talking and more flying. As always, if you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like or subscribe, and if you'd like me to cover anything else, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching.